Here you go.
3:30, we'll call this Quebec County Solid Waste Management Board meeting to order. It's May 10th, 2021. Due to COVID-19, this meeting is conducted under Quebec County Resolution 8 of 2021. And John, is the public notice when this distributed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's see, shows we have,
We're missing Joe.
we have a quorum missing, or no, we have,
Joe's here.
Joe's here now.
Oh, wait, Joe just walked in.
and Kevin Van Dyke is on Zoom.
Yep.
So we have a quorum. I need to review and approve the agenda. Moved by Ken Van Dyke, seconded by Joyce. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The agenda is approved. Also, I need approval of the minutes of our April 12th meeting.
I move to approve.
Second.
Susan and
Jeff
Jeff, right?
and seconded by Joyce.
Jeff.
Who?
Jeff.
Whatever. Okay.
Thank you.
We'll get one here.
I'm trying to get my steps in. Both James.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's approved. Public comment, I see any correspondence, John?
I have none.
Okay. Number 6, hazardous waste building capital project, review proposals and award project.
Well, let me pull this, share my screen here somehow. How do I do that here? I guess I should do that. Share screen, there we go. And, bid opening results, share. Just so Ken can see what we're talking about. And I handed out a little sheet showing you the results there from the bid opening the other day. I guess the process there, we put out the specs and we have the preliminary drawings out there. They're off to the state to get approved. And we put it out to bid so that they would be due before this meeting. So these are the numbers we came up with, and I guess I'll turn it over to Tom, let him talk about what he feels we should do with this.
I do not see any reason not to go with the low bidder. He's done work for us before. He helped out on the addition or the back end when we went to semis, and he's done some other work up there before I came in. His work I've noticed is satisfactory from what I've seen. Comes in, does the job, gets done, and he's out. You know, there's not much messing around with Mr. Muck. So, and now the next one at 70s, Muck included electrical in his bid and Eagle did not. So that would bring Eagles up. He had a addendum to it that was, I don't know, like 3,000 to do the electrical. So that would have brought it up for apples to apples to about 80. So I feel we should probably go with Muck Construction for that.
He did our grandstand pavilion at the fairgrounds. He's reputable, right, John? Whenever you got a problem, he's there.
Yeah, he's done a lot of work for us. He's did that grandstand pavilion and most recent the hog sheep barn addition out there. So, good to work with. Just like any other contractor, occasionally you'll have a little issue here and there, but not. I mean, I have no reason to pass him by on this.
He's local. He's in town, and you get to him when he comes. I'll make that motion.
Is there anything he didn't put in? Because his numbers are so low. It makes me
It's gonna make me
suspicious.
leery. He's half of what
Yeah.
Findorf is. But Findorf, like I said, they got probably too much work.
I called him and I asked him about the concrete, the electrical. He says, no, I went off by the drawings of what you wanted, and said Tom, you know, I come in, we do the job and we get out.
Perfect.
I've got a good crew, he said, and I said that, when he came in to cut the concrete away in the back and stuff, and he gave me a quote on that, and I'm going, that seems awful cheap, but they didn't mess around, you know, they came in, cut it up, jackhammered it, and it was all out the same day, and had it poured again.
Okay,
Well, they are the most local here. They're from Wapaka area there, whereas the other ones are from a ways away, other than the Clintonville one. So I wonder if distance might have something to do with it too.
We've had very good luck with muck. I make that motion to approve Wayne Muck.
yeah, we did a lot of stuff for us, Ken.
Okay, so motion by Joe,
Second by Nancy.
second by Nancy to award to Muck Construction.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimously passes.
Can I say something to John? Thank you for putting that information on my screen. I don't know how you did it. It just popped up magically there and I've got it all there.
And I took it away just like magic.
Knows his stuff, Ken.
You betcha.
Okay, moving right along here. Wapaka area curbside recycling update.
Yeah, so, since last month, I just spoke with Mary Trice, who's on the board of the town of Wapaka. And they are most likely going to go forward with curbside. They discussed it at their annual town meeting in April. And then they had it on their agenda again for their May meeting. They discussed possibly doing a mailing of like a survey, but they decided against that and said they're gonna put an ad in the county post and then do something on both of the radio stations in town, to let residents know that this is what they're thinking, and then asking for feedback that way. I think they're doing that to just save some money on doing a mailing. And then the town of Lind is also considering going curbside for garbage pickup, which I found out because of Sue, so thank you, Sue. So I'm actually going to their meeting this evening at 6 o'clock to just kind of figure out where they're at and give them some information. And then the actual meeting for the Wapaka Recycling Center, their semi-annual meeting, is on Monday of next week. I just got the agenda today and I was surprised to see there was nothing on the agenda discussing this, which I spoke with Mary about that today and she had asked them to put something on the agenda and they did not. So I'm planning on bringing it up as long as I'm there. If not, then Tom is gonna plan on bringing it up. But all parties have said that they plan on remaining partners in the recycling center. And I think if there are any changes to the center, it won't be for at least a couple of years at a minimum. So I will, well, I probably won't report back in June, but John or Tom will let you guys know how the meeting went for the Wapaka Recycling Center. That's all I had. Anyone has questions at all?
Sounds good.
So Taylor, if they go to curbside in all these communities and pay by the bag, you'll end that?
Well, that's why I'm interested to see how the meeting goes, because Dayton has not discussed curbside and Farmington has decided against it for the time being. I know Farmington is kind of waiting to see what everyone else does, because then they may have to revisit if pay by the bag goes away. But for now, it's still gonna be an option. I don't know why a resident who lived in a town that was having pickup would want to do that, just because you're already paying for it with your taxes for the curbside. But I don't know, maybe if you have more garbage than fits in your bin 1 week or something, but realistically, it's probably not going to happen for a lot of people because they're pretty big containers. So yeah, we'll see.
Is there any financial thing with us? Does this impact us at all?
Not financially, no. I would say, I guess, if the center closed, it would impact us financially because we get a lot of our paper and cardboard and plastic from them. They're probably our busiest center. But I don't think they would ever close it for recycling, at least not anytime soon in the future.
Can people opt out of it?
So, the city of Wapaka is not gonna be offering an opt-out, and I don't believe the town of Wapaka is either, and that's gonna be something I bring up to Lind as well tonight. The city of Clintonville is the only program that offers an opt-out. And Harders is their hauler, and Harders has said, you know, numerous times that they do not like doing the opt-out. The city of Clintonville has tried to vote out the opt-out a few times. It's not passed. So Harders has said that if that's part of a RFP, that they may not bid on the RFP, or they would adjust prices accordingly. And Gratian has also said that they would not be interested in doing an opt-out program from just hearing from Harders experience. So I know that's something that is talked about a lot with some of these municipalities, but I don't know if it's like the greatest option either, the opt-out, so.
Thank you.
Mhm.
We've gotten comments from Outagamie County in New London because most probably because of the price of all the materials has gone down the last couple of years. They wanted to reopen a contract with New London because they weren't getting the volume they thought that they would. All of a sudden, the volume was down. So I think most of these companies are gonna, especially, can't believe it, they have an opt-out in Clintonville, because that could really change the numbers. If we had opt-out in London, well, you lose probably 20% people at least.
Yeah, I think it's mostly just like a hassle for trying to figure out who needs carts where. Every year they have to like do another, have residents let them know if they're opting out or opting in. And then the haulers are moving carts all the time. And then if trying to keep track of residents moving out of the city, if the new residents moving into that household are gonna opt in or opt out, if they're gonna opt out, then moving the carts. And I just think like logistically, it's been kind of a nightmare for the people involved. But I gave, the town of Helvetia is also considering curbside, which I was gonna talk about in my report. But they passed a vote with the idea that an opt-out would be an option. So I gave them some contacts of the haulers to talk to, as well as the city of Clintonville, just to get some input. So I would recommend maybe like tonight, I'll tell the town of Lind that they maybe would want to talk to the city of Clintonville too, just to get some more information on that.
Okay, anything else? Okay, state inspection of the e-waste program.
You said you wanted that on the agenda, so.
We just had a state inspection last week,
Yes.
2 weeks ago, for our e-waste program. She also checked on a few other, the lights and the oil pickup on, and we passed, I don't know about flying colors, but little things. Our papers that we put on each of the Gaylords needed to be labeled different. The TVs, part of this was from Dynamic and part was state on how to divide them out on shipping. So that was a little learning curve for the operator for that department. But otherwise, everything seemed to look good up there for the e-waste part of it, so.
Yeah.
You know, there was a time, about a couple of years ago, if you said that we had them come to investigate, everybody would go, uh-oh, what do we do now? And we had a lot of problems with that, but.
Yeah. It was a learning curve over the years, you know, and got on top of things.
Yeah, we haven't gotten the like final report back yet, but I don't think we're gonna get, there was a few things she wanted us to fix, which we've already either started doing or have finished.
Addressed, yes.
So,
That was about it, yes.
Okay. Meetings, conferences attended, anybody? And staff report. Any, nothing?
None that I'm aware of.
Okay. Mr. Clausen, the PTF report.
Bowers is coming up in the morning to run the data cable for the new kiosk. That has been ready to be installed. We have just been waiting for Bowers because everybody knows, everybody's busy.
So,
And we had to wait till the frost got out of the ground, and he was on a project, so he finished that up, and he's coming up tomorrow to hopefully run the cable for the kiosk. I always say hopefully, because you never know what happens, so.
where is that going to be?
The kiosk is right in the last quarter of the scale, like where the microphone used to be.
Oh, okay.
So the operator can pull on, punch his code in, go back, dump, come back on, hit his code again, take his ticket. At the same time he takes a ticket, one will be printed off in the office, and he's free to leave. He doesn't have to go fight the crowds in the office. I'm hoping that helps the scale attendant with the crowds that like to gather outside the door.
He pays right at the scale.
This is gonna be, we're just starting out just for the contractors.
Oh, so
The
you
people
build
who have the
that one.
accounts, you're right, they get billed at the end of the month.
Okay,
So we have quite a few of them. I have no idea how many, but so that hopefully eliminates some of the congestion in the front office.
be much more efficient too.
Yeah. We've been working on getting that area for the new building prepped. We have the blacktop up. The railings are ready to take off. We have only about 4 bolts holding the railings on yet, out of 28 on each side. So once he gives us a date to start the building, we'll take the railings off the rest away and be ready for him to construct. Other than that, that's about it.
Sounds good. Recycling coordinator report, Taylor.
yeah, we had our first in-person tour, since the beginning of COVID, 2 weeks ago, right? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, end of April, with the school from Wapaka, and it went really well. I think we were all happy to have some kids back and be in person doing something. Otherwise, as far as education, I just wanted to get your guys' opinion on something John and I were discussing for 2021 phone book directories. Some of them they're 2021, 2022. We renewed all of the ads, but we were considering for in 22, when they call us again to renew, possibly getting rid of some of them. In 21, we're spending just over $1,200 on phone book directory advertising. So just basically the PTF is under recycling centers or garbage in some of these different phone books. And what we were considering is just keeping, there's the Wapaka County yellow pages, keeping that ad in 22, but then we also advertise in some of the smaller like Clintonville, Iola, Manawa phone books, and just taking those ones out. I don't know if it's just because of generational thing, but to me, I don't know anyone that uses phone books, but I know that I am
Young.
yes. So I wanted to get your guys' opinion, if you think that that would be something, and obviously it's not on the agenda to take a vote on or anything, but just for next
Taylor,
year.
when you say that we're advertising, you mean paying for like a half-age square, or just to have our name in it?
It's just to have, so the one that's in the county yellow pages, it's more of like a an ad, like a bolded ad, but everything else is just, the PTF is bold. It's not an ad or anything like that. I mean, it's the most expensive one is the one that's the,
Display ad. That's expensive one. Get a little square box, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
but that's
Display
the
ad.
one that's in the Wapakoneta County one. So it has more reach than maybe the Manawa phone book or the Iola or the Clintonville. So we were thinking if we were gonna keep one, it would make the most sense to keep the one that maybe would reach the most members of or residents of the county. Or we can keep them all. I mean, it's just, I think a pretty significant, our advertising budget this year is $3,500. So it's a pretty significant chunk. And maybe that money could be better used to do more like direct mailings or something like that.
I think that makes sense.
Taylor, so if we do away with that, how are people that come from different counties wanting to dispose of something? Where are we gonna guide them to? Are you gonna put it on Facebook or are you gonna put it?
So right now it's just the information is just the processing and transfer facility with our address and phone number in the phone book. We're, I think, the only office that has our phone number in the phone book. But yeah, it's, yeah,
Really?
yeah.
We're the only ones that are paying to have our,
Depends how many of us would ever open a phone book?
Yeah, I mean, so just online, people would have to go online.
Does anybody use a
I
phone?
have all my old phone books back to 2010, and when I need to find somebody's landline number, I can find it, but I don't look at the new phone book.
Okay.
I look at the old two for
Yeah.
address too.
Yep.
I do too.
The only one I recall getting is it's Wapakoneta County and the Shawano County one.
Okay.
It's usually just yellow pages.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
hardly anything in that anymore, you know.
I know it.
I got the old thing.
There's no local numbers, it's just business.
Yeah.
I don't get it either.
They don't have the landlines anymore.
Right, you're right.
No, so if we do keep one, what does that save us?
So the one that I would want, the one that's the county, Wapakoneta County, that's more just standing pages, it would be $700 because it's more expensive. It's just a bigger ad and larger reach. It's $700.
That's out of
So
the 1,200, right?
out of the 1,200, yeah.
I would agree to that, Taylor. Good move.
Okay. Is everyone feeling like that's maybe, and like this in 2021 / the phone books that come out later in 21, so part of 22, we've renewed all of those ads already, but this would be for next year. Like when they're contacting me, I would say that we weren't interested then, except for the larger one.
Bless you.
Can I move on?
Yes.
All right. The only other couple things I wanted to mention, the Iola Recycling Center had to update their address to 435 West State Street instead of 405. The site itself isn't moving. It just had to do with dispatch. So luckily their garbage tags, actually, they just were running out. So we were able to order some new ones with their new address on it. And then I wanted to just let you know that the recycling markets have actually been doing really well. I looked at the budget to actual, and once my plastic shipment from last month goes in, I'll be at 68% revenue already for the year of what was budgeted. So that's looking good. I might actually have good news, cross our fingers, at our assessment meeting with the towns instead of bad news. And then just another example of the markets being positive, the Outagamie County tip fee for recycling, it changes every month, was only $5.27 for April. And that is the lowest it has ever been in the 3+ years I've been working for the county. The highest it's gotten to in the last couple of years has been upwards of $40. So a really significant decrease there. So that's some good news.
Well, it's because commodity prices across the board are going sky high. Metals, lumber, you name it. So maybe it'll be a big positive year.
Yeah.
Mr. Francis.
Okay.
Report.
I just have a few things. The department head meeting we had last Thursday there. We were talking about what we're gonna do with COVID stuff around the courthouse here, kind of relaxed the wording a little bit. Kind of basically allowing people to make their own decision. I mean, you could do it anyway before, but we had masks required on the door and everything. Now it's masks recommended or something like that, encouraged. So just a little tweak there. I think there's an executive meeting coming Friday, and I think they're gonna talk a little bit about that stuff there as well. So that was kind of interesting. The numbers are looking real good. And Andy Carlin there with the emergency government, he was saying at their meetings, because he meets with all the health and human services folks too. The vaccines are out there. They have plenty of them. So anybody that wants one can get it. You know, it's just a matter of they gotta make the effort and go get it. The numbers are not to where they were hoping they would get, but they've kind of stagnated as far as the people getting vaccinated percentage wise. I think people 65 and older, they're doing really good. They said it was something like 70 some odd percent that are vaccinated, fully vaccinated, but the population as a whole was only 38%. So they just wanted to relax a few things. It's kind of, again, it falls on departments to decide how you want to do things within your department. Second floor, there's a lot of folks pretty tight together. They want everybody to continue doing the masks the way they are. We still, our policy and what we talked about at the department head meeting was we should meet whatever the customer has. If a customer comes in with a mask on, you put your mask on and go and talk to them, you know, and I think that's only common courtesy. So that's kind of what we've been doing in our office and going from there. So I think that was about it from the department head meeting. I talked to Fred a little bit here, but we're on the next meeting. I'll probably put that nuclear stuff on again. And I know Ken, if you can hear me, whatever, Diane was and Ken have been talking back and forth on that county ordinance that we talked about last meeting about the nuclear waste storage and all that stuff. So I think we're going to revisit that at the next solid waste meeting to discuss a few things. And Diane said she would be able to come and explain things a little better on, you know, why it should, you know, why she feels it should be removed and whatnot. So that's all I'll say about that for now. Otherwise, yeah, things are chugging right along. That's about all I have.
I have a question.
Yes.
How are you going to replace her?
Well, replace isn't a very good word. We're gonna cope. Taylor's done a lot of work already, and a little more to go here on setting up little standard operating procedures for everything and how she does what she does, and she's been showing Christy some of the things that she does. And we actually next week I'm on vacation, and so we're hoping Taylor keeps that little bugger inside her for a little while longer. And but we have a backup plan. You know, we talked with Debbie to see if she would be interested in filling in. I talked to HR; they're okay with it if we need to. So we could call in a pro if we need to. So.
Yeah. Yep, and I just uploaded to our shared network drive like those SOPs that John was talking about, like of instructions of random things that they would need to do, but yeah, they'll be okay.
You'll be missed.
We could always have Grandma Blair go over and babysit so she can go to work.
I'm sure. You know, I used to have a business called Boyer Girls.
Blair.
I did. I went around and I There's quite a few businesses in this town that I
Tell
would
me
go
there.
in and,
Interesting.
yeah. But I'm not ready to start that
Oh.
up again.
She has the bond. She can't come in. She has to stay, she has the bond with that baby.
Hey, what?
The
Bond.
bond.
Oh, your bond.
Come on, get with the program, buddy.
Yeah, so that little duckling knows who to follow around.
We're getting off
I
the
can't wait for
schedule
this to
here.
be on YouTube. Maybe we should adjourn.
Good luck.
We finished with all of our real business.
Taylor, how long did you go?
Motion to
I'm
adjourn.
taking 10 weeks and then 2 part-time. So,
Oh, that's not bad.
yeah, no, so I'll be back.
6 months.
No, yeah, no, I'll be back
The time school starts,
in August. So it'll be fine.
no big deal. Okay.
We will be just fine, don't worry.
Everything is copacetic.
What?
Maybe you'll be raised up by then?
Yep. I know Parks is looking for a seasonal person, so I told Ann, the kids gotta get to work right away, so I might as well.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Let's do everything to you, dear. Motion to adjourn. Why,
Gene?
this is Larry.
You
Yes,
got here just in time to do that.
I was at the
Did you
police
second it,
station.
Joe?
You don't second an adjournment. It's all
Don't have to. We're adjourned. Go home.
Oh, yeah.
No, I did not run it like a.
All right, thanks, Ken. We'll talk to you later.
Okay, take care.
How are you keeping him?